Hello, everyone. My name's Wendy. I'm a wife, mother, author, educator, and former substance abuse counselor. I love connecting with people from all over the world. I love learning languages and traveling a lot. Each of us has a story to tell. Today, I would like to open a window and give you a glimpse into our lives as we grew up in abject poverty in the now defunct Florida housing projects in New Orleans, Louisiana. I hope and pray that as I share two chapters from my book, that you will be encouraged and remember that you are not defined by your circumstances or environment. The first chapter that I will share is called Dirty Surprises. And the second chapter that I will share is called Daddy and Mama Together. Please listen as I read the first chapter, Dirty Surprises. Dirty surprises. Hope was what sustained me through many things. My faith helped me to remain hopeful. Mama was a big believer in our going to church. We were at church almost every time the doors of the church opened. This included our going to church every Sunday evening. One Sunday evening, we returned home to what was, unfortunately, a somewhat regular occurrence. We have gotten a ride home from church as usual from a kind soul. Mama, as always, puts her key into the lock on our back door. I am not sure where Daddy is currently. As Mama opens the door, she exclaims, Lord, have mercy. I instinctively know that this means that something is terribly wrong. My heart skips a beat, and my sisters and I prepare to see what has startled and upset Mama so much. Mama had a way of calling upon the Lord that sent alarms flying through our heads. I feel my heart start to race and my stomach starts to feel upset. At the same time, a horrible stench hits my nose. It smells like an elephant has entered our home and defecated. I am somewhat acquainted with the stench of elephant feces from my infrequent visits to the zoo. It is a truly disturbing smell. Time seems to stop for a moment as we all ponder the sickness of our predicament. As we look on in dismay, Mama explains to us that the sewer has backed up into our apartment again, but this time is worse than other times because it has flowed out beyond the bathroom to other rooms in the apartment. To make matters worse, this time we were not at home to at least try to stop it from going all over the apartment. This time we are true victims of these dirty surprises because in addition to flowing all over the apartment, it also includes some unmentionable things flowing in the water, floating in the water as it moves across the floor. As we stand in shock and disbelief, I feel as if I want to run far away from the awfulness of the situation and throw up. At the same time, I cannot even process how Mama feels as she works to remove the filthy water with our reluctant assistance. These times seem to stand still, and I feel as if I'm present, but not present. My mind tries to cope with the situation while my sense of smell is being assaulted with the awful stench in our apartment. I feel like crying and running. I do not do either, as there is indeed nowhere to run. The stench is almost unbearable. Hours later, with the use of a bucket of soapy water, some sort of disinfectant cleaner Mama had, a mop and some rags, we have finally cleaned up the awful stinking sewage in our apartment. God, who is always faithful, sustained us. I think that Mama's prayers and faithfulness kept us going during this situation. I must say that Mama showed great courage and fortitude. The stench remained for some time, and the residue of the unmentionable remained outside until the elements caused them to dry up and disappear. Memories of this awful event in our lives remain very vivid to me to this day. And the second chapter that I will read again is entitled Mama and Daddy Together. There was Daddy, there was Mama, and there was Daddy and Mama together. I often wondered when Daddy returned to our lives if Mama in fact really loved Daddy. Daddy seemed to really care for Mama and was faithful to her. Mama was also faithful to Daddy. During the years of separation, Mama remained alone and did not succumb to the status quo. The status quo was to have a man on the side to help you take care of things. At least that is what Mama told me. According to Mama, some people were puzzled that Mama remained faithful to Daddy, especially given her financially strapped situation. I remember being so thankful that I did not have to worry about a strange man coming to visit us or to live with Mama. Mama let it be known to any who cared that she was not about living that sort of life. Daddy and Mama seemed to connect in a unique way, or should I say, they seem to not be connected as husband and wife in the way that I imagined it to be. In other words, they appear to almost be like strangers, or at times. Mama spent a lot of time in the kitchen, and Daddy spent a lot of time in the living room watching television. Both Daddy and Mama seemed to be in their own worlds at times. And for the most part, they were in their own worlds. Daddy attended church very, Mama attended church very regularly. Daddy for several years attended church sporadically. They had their separate group of friends. Daddy had fishing buddies and Mama had church buddies. I do not remember their going on one date or even sitting down in the living room to watch a program together. Daddy seemed to be the more affectionate of the two, and right after Daddy returned to our lives, he would ask Mama to give him a kiss, and in her Mama fashion, Mama would respond, "You better get away from here." When I was young, I assumed that Mama did not want us to see her kissing Daddy. But as I grew older, I realized that Mama did not show Daddy any affection, at least in front of us. And I believe such was the case even when they were not in our presence. Daddy was very close to his older sister and spent many hours talking to her on the phone or visiting her. Mama also spoke with her sister-in-law on the phone on occasion. For Mama, talking on the phone seemed to be marginally enjoyable. Often when Mama talked on the phone, I tried to be within earshot, trying to get a scoop on some juicy information. My presence near Mama during her phone calls gave me opportunities to watch her facial expressions, especially when certain people called our home. Mama almost always answered the phone. However, after answering the phone, Mama would try to get off the phone as soon as possible. Our home was quiet at times when Daddy was not at home. When Daddy came home, sometimes the fireworks would begin. Mama would, in her Mama way, say something to Daddy about her pet peeves, such as his not cleaning the table after making a snack. On a good day, Daddy seemed to be somewhat responsive to Mama. On a bad day, Mama's remarks would lead to an argument, with each one resorting to name calling, such as stupid woman or stupid man. One time, I remember being so fed up that I asked Mama why she had not considered a divorce. I did not really want them to divorce. What I wanted was for them to love and respect each other. Divorce for Mama and Daddy appeared to be out of the question. Therefore, I believe that in their own dysfunctional way, they had a mutual understanding that no matter what, they were going to stay married. I believe that Daddy and Mama were united in their desire to also take care of us and to encourage us to be better than they were. Also, I believe that Mama and Daddy remained married because they wanted us to have two parents in our home. Mama knew that raising three girls in the Florida housing projects without a father would have been detrimental to us. Daddy loved his girls and wanted to remain in the home as our father. We in turn benefited from them from growing up in a home with a father and a mother. I feel so blessed that they put us before their own personal differences. And so that is the conclusion of my reading these two short chapters. And I hope and pray that you will be encouraged and inspired, and to remember that no matter what you're going through in life, no matter where you come from, no matter what your situation, I just encourage you to remain hopeful. If you can just grab onto just an ounce of hope and just believe that a better day is coming. That is my prayer for you. So thank you so much for this amazing opportunity to share a bit of my story with you. Have a blessed day.